everybody. Thought to come on with a bit of wisdom this morning. Just sort of remember like looking back on my life a couple of years ago, and for a quite a long period of my life before a couple of years ago, and I was very unaware. Like I used to like constantly got like with the conversations that I used to have with people. It's like, oh, they're full of shit, them, and he's full of shit, and they're full of shit, and talking about people who are full of shit, and I'm full of shit. And you know, the best way and the most effective way to get rid of people that are full of shit, just stop being that person who's full of shit. You know, when you stop being a person that's full of shit, people who are full of shit, they just disperse. You know, it's funny, like, cause like being in recovery, you get a lot of people who are full of shit. You get a lot of people who are just full of bullshit, full of excuses, full of fucking I'm gonna do's, full of fucking nonsense and denial, and you know, the usual fucking sob stories, and usually you give them like, you go, you're full of shit, mate, just do it, you're full of shit, you know, stop fucking chatting shit, stop lying to yourself, stop living in denial, and you sort of like point out how full of shit they are. It's surprising how they soon sort of distance themselves from you. So, you know, if you want to get rid of people that are full of shit in your life, or you look around and you think, he's full of shit, she's full of shit, they're doing nothing but chat shit, and at some point, you've made them feel like it's okay for them to speak and fill you full of shit, or you've co-signed the shit, or at some point you've made it feel like it's okay for them to talk shit. When you start being really brutally honest and say, look, mate, I think you're full of shit, mate, and without the expectation of thinking, oh well, because for me, I'd rather have respect from someone than somebody like me. You know, I'd rather have someone respect me and not like me than like me and have no respect for me. And when they like me and have no respect for me, that means that they can come to me and chat shit, expecting me to go, yeah. And nah, I'm not that person, and I don't tolerate that bullshit. I don't allow people come to me with bullshit, and the first thing that comes out of my, you're full of shit, mate, or stop chatting shit, do something about it, and I tell them straight. And if they want to continue talking shit, living in denial, lying to themselves, lying to others, excuses and all the other stuff that comes with being full of shit, if they want to continue doing that, they'll fucking move away from me, because I will make them feel uncomfortable in my presence, because I'm not full of shit. When I'm not full of shit, someone who's full of shit will not feel comfortable in your presence. Do you know how I know this? Because I've been that person who's been full of shit, and I used to avoid people who wasn't full of shit like the fucking plague. I used to think, fuck, they can see right through me, he'll see right through me, he knows that I'm chatting shit, so I won't, and I'd avoid people. It was only till I realised, and I started getting really honest with myself, and not leaving room for excuses anymore, and getting up and getting on with it, and not looking for reasons to fucking lie to myself about why I can't do this or I can't do that, or how I should be here and I can't do that, and it's all because of them, and it's like all this nonsense and bullshit that goes through your fucking head. Is that chatting that to people? You know, when you're that person, you feel really uncomfortable when you're around somebody who calls you out on your bullshit. So when you stop being that person, when you stop being that person who's full of shit, and you start letting everybody else know, and it becomes part of who you are, and you carry that honest energy and that honest opinion, and you're not scared of hurting somebody's feeling by saying, mate, you're full of shit. You're fucking absolutely full of shit, mate. When you carry that attitude, the people who are full of shit, like, they don't seem... I look at my life now and I'm realising I'm surrounded by people who are brutally self-honest, like brutally self-honest. Even the expense of me liking them in that moment, they will tell me I'm full of shit. You know, if I find myself chatting shit or lying to myself or with an excuse or some sort of like justification or rationalisation going on, they'll say, Neil, you're full of shit, mate. And I'm like, fuck's sake, you're right. It's only at this stage where you realise that you are only at a certain area of your life based on your surroundings. You know, if I'm around people that constantly co-sign my shit, constantly tell me I'm doing okay, constantly tell me I'm all right where I am, and everything will be fine, and it's okay not to be okay, and all that shit, you never grow. You'll never grow. It's like, it's not okay to not be okay. You need to do something about it, mate. It's not okay to sit and fucking procrastinate. You need to do. It's like, you need to take action. It's like, when I'm around people that tell me that it's okay and you're doing fine, it's like, it's fucking bollocks, mate. You're not doing okay. You're getting complacent. You're looking for an excuse to fucking sit and do fucking nothing. Like, I mean, do something. Stop sitting where you are and whinging about how you should be somewhere else, or you're not somewhere else because of somebody else. You know, and lying to yourself, like all that stuff. I'm not doing this because I'm just waiting on this, and I'm just waiting on that, or I can't get that because of that such a person. And you know, once this is better and I get that, I'll sort that out. It's like, you're full of shit, mate. None of that is tied into you being self-honest with yourself and going, what can I do today? What can I do today to get better? What can I do today to stop chatting shit to myself? You know, when you become that person who tackles and approaches life in that way and goes, look, I'm not interested in any fucking problems anymore. Problems will occur naturally in life, but as soon as a problem or a hurdle or an obstacle is presented to me in front of me, I don't look for excuses and look for someone to blame or an excuse in order to keep that obstacle there, which will stop me from taking action. I look for a solution straight away. Look, how can I approach this to the best of my ability today? How can I tackle this? How can I stop this from reoccurring? You know, I'm not going to sit there and going, I'm having a bad day today, so I'm just going to have a bad day. No, what am I going to do about it? What am I going to do about it? Because if I sit and, yeah, you know, just like, once you become that person who's not full of shit anymore, and not full of them fucking lies and fucking dog shit and chatting that fucking blah, 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 and your life is just built on consistent action and self-honesty, there won't be room for any fucking dickheads in your life. They just won't. And any dickhead that tries to come into your life will soon fucking disappear, believe me. Like, if your life's full of dickheads, it's probably because you're a dickhead. Happy Friday. Stay blessed.